Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the XFFL Show. I'm your host, Josh Mitchell, the commissioner of this lovely and fine league known as the XFFL, and it is upon us. The playoffs. 6 teams remain. 4 are done for the year. That includes myself and 3 others. But before we dive into that, we kind of gotta take a step back and address the games that took place in the final regular season week of the XFFL, where only 2 teams clinched. That means 4 more teams still had a chance to get in. So let's talk about those teams. The New England Nexus, of course, we lost, but we knew we were going to lose. 146.4 to 91.62 against the Riverhead Blue Waves. Russell Wilson did fantastic. Devontae Adams did fantastic. And Dalvin Cook, crazy, out of nowhere, off 11 or 12 days of a separated shoulder, comes up with 35 points. Me, on the other hand, wasn't looking to win, but did score 91 points on the day, so it's always a positive. So, at this moment, Anthony and the Riverhead Blue Waves just need one of 2 things to happen. Scott lose against the Cleveland Clowns, or Jeff lose against the Malone Mutiny, and Anthony is in the playoffs. Let's talk about one of those teams, the Rochester Revenge. They won pretty convincingly against the Cleveland Clowns, 140.72 to 119.42. And I say convincingly because this was projected to be a 4 to 6 point game going into Monday night. But a certain man of James Conner, he decided, we got this. 33.5 points. Can't get much better than that, I tell you what. Other things to note, Tyler Lockett, 27 points in the day. On the other side, it was a pretty decent overall game. Kyler Murray could have done better, but was good. Deebo Samuel, again, still aching a bit, but still had a decent performance. And Devontae Foreman, really good. 14 points on the day, just wasn't enough against the Rochester Revenge. Before we get to Jeff's game, let's discuss the 2 other games that were taking place. The New York Potato Skins lose to the North Carolina Carpetbaggers, 185.54 to 105.72. Wow. Aaron Rodgers, 29 points. Jamar Chase, 25 points. Najee Harris, 25 points. Leonard Fournette, 23 points. Dallas's defense, 22 points. This is one scary team, if I were to say so. On the other side, New York Potato Skins, a couple of misses here, but due to some injuries and whatnot, and they already clinched. So Tom Brady was being Tom Brady with 30 points. Deontay Johnson almost hit his projection with 15.3, and Justin Tucker for 15. Everyone else didn't do that much. We called this the Cuckoo Cachoo game, the Eggman game. I am the Eggman. You are the Eggman. Who would become victorious? Alpine Extreme? Charlotte Woo Outlaws. Only one team would get in, though. And that team was the Alpine Extreme by a final of 157.08 to 135.62. Now, earlier on, Lamar Jackson gets injured. We're thinking, all right, it's over then. Alpine Extreme, see you later, bye. It's over. Not so fast. Ever heard of Mike Evans? 21 points. Javonte Williams, 21 points. Alvin Kamara, 24 points. Mark Andrews, the guy that we thought would be most impacted by Lamar Jackson being out, not the case. 28 points on the day. And again, you look on the other side, still a decent outing. Josh Allen, 36. Cooper Kupp, 31. Saquon Barkley, 18. T. Higgins, 16. Is just everyone else in the Alpine Extreme just did that much better. And again, congrats to the Alpine Extreme. They clinched a spot. So right now, it is the Carpetbaggers. It is the Potato Skins. It is the Rochester Revenge. It is the Alpine Extreme. it is the Cleveland Clowns. But will it be the Riverhead Blue Waves? Afraid not. Big Ben Blackbeards in what might be the game of the year, just on the sole fact of the craziness that took place in that final game Monday night. They win 99.54 to 98.12. This literally came down to one player and one player only. Odell Beckham Jr. And no, he wasn't on the Big Ben Blackbeards. He was on the Malone Mutiny. Scored 19.7 points. 1.4 points more. River Blue Waves are in. But in the words of Odell Beckham Jr., damn it, I lost a yard and lost the opportunity for the River Blue Waves to make the playoffs. So, with that being said, there's your 6 right there. Like I said, Carpetbaggers, Potato Skins, Cleveland Clowns, Rochester Revenge, Alpine Extreme, Big Ben Blackbeards. But before we go anywhere, let's send it to a certain individual who wants to share his thoughts on his team in this crazy, crazy year. Chris.
At the beginning of the season, it seemed that the league didn't think too highly of the Mutiny's worth. This team was put together with rookies like Travis Etienne to be bad enough to finish dead last, knocking attendance down to the point where we could move the team to Miami and get rid of everyone for better personnel. But we finished within a game of the playoffs. We were projected 0 wins, but we ended up with 5. We had the most points scored against us in league history, but we still didn't finish with the worst record. Next year, the Mutiny will only have one thing left to do. Win the whole thing.
All right. Thank you, Chris, for that lovely video you sent us. Now, switching gears, we must talk about the playoffs. 6 teams are in. And I figured it'd be best, rather than just have one person on, let's have all of them, or all that want to share their thoughts. So let's send it to some quick videos about the teams and how they feel they will contend for an XFFL title.
Oh, Josh, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for another great season of the XFFL regular season edition. But now we're into the playoffs. We're into the nitty-gritty. And this is where serious talk happens. So from this point on, it's going to be all about me. It's going to be about the Blackbeards, the Cowboy Connection, whatever you want to call it. This is about me and the Cleveland Clowns. And I haven't forgot about that Week 8 loss to Tom and his overachieving team, if you will, in my opinion. And this is going to be an interesting week because this is going to really show what teams deserve to get here. And I'm sitting in the very spot that I was when I learned that I was going to be going into the XFFL playoffs. And now here we are. And I think I'm going to win this week with the Cowboy Connection like I always have. Good luck to the rest of you losers. We'll catch up soon. Bye.
So Josh has asked me to make a 1-minute video talking about how I think my team is going to be doing in the XFFL playoffs. And, you know, all my opponents, they're probably going to make fancy videos with fancy graphics about how they're going to win, especially Derek, who I play this week. And it's not going to matter because the Rochester Revenge are on their revenge tour. You may be asking, what exactly are the Rochester Revenge having revenge against? They won the title last year. And let me tell you, this is revenge for all of you who've doubted me all season long. When I get that little championship trophy to go along my other one, it's going to be oh so sweet. Revenge out.
First off, before I begin my segment, I just wanted to congratulate the Carpetbaggers and the Potato Skins for their first week buys. Meanwhile, my team, I feel pretty strong going into this first week. There's a few holes. One is being a tight end position, which I've been flailing with pretty much all season, but my core has been phenomenal with Kyler Murray, Tyreek Hill, and of course Nick Chubb. I picked up a few players in between, one being Hunter Renfrow I feel really good with. And just last week I picked up the Kansas City Chiefs defense, so I feel pretty well established with that part of the game. Deebo Samuels, picked him up, I think that was a 4th round pick. But in any case, a well-rounded team. Again, I'm just concerned about my tight end position. And I know the Big Ben already has a 10-point advantage over me in that particular situation. So that's my concern. Other than that, if I think my other players step up, we should be able to overcome that deficit of tight end position. And by all means, good luck to everybody, and cheers to Week 15.
Well, first off, Josh, I want to thank you for finally having me on the show. Better late than never. And to the 5 people ahead of me, sorry I crashed your party and am about to take the XFFL Championship. Not much to say about my counterpart this week, Mr. Sheehan. After the foregone conclusion of taking down the Woo Outlaws, what is this, the William Jackson III Revenge Game Part 7? My team is ready. My team is healthy. The moves worked. And I'm ready to take down the Revenge and then move on to, what is it, the Potato Skins or the Carpetbaggers? Am I worried? We'll see when I get there. But 2-game win streak. I had a 5-game win streak earlier. I finally won convincingly. It's my time. To extreme, to infinity and beyond, whatever the heck you want to talk about. If Jackson's healthy, great. If not, we go to Tua. Everybody else is ready, primed, and hopefully healthy. And that's all I got to say. I'm coming for you, Mr. Sheehan. It's on.
Hey, everybody. To those that made the playoffs, congratulations. To those that didn't, better luck next year. At least you got a good draft pick, right? Carpetbaggers cannot lose this week. At least I can say that. Can't wait to see who I play Week 16. If I do win that, I am very confident in my team in Week 17. Have some beautiful matchups. Thank you, Scott, for dropping New England's defense. Can't wait to play them against Jacksonville in the championship. The Carpetbaggers are going to keep on rolling. We're going to keep bagging them up. And I'm going to finally get that trophy this year. Missed out on it 2 years ago. Thank you, Mike. But I'm proud to say that I used that first overall pick, and it's turned out very well. Take notes, Josh. Take notes. Here's hoping for no injuries and a wonderful postseason. Good luck, guys.
And again, thank you to all who sent in their videos on time. Some late, it is okay. But we must move on, and we must talk about the playoffs. Wild card round. Buys, as you can see right here, belong to the Carpetbaggers and the Potato Skins. So who will walk away victorious in the 2 wild card matchups? Let's visit this one first. Big Ben Blackbeards, Cleveland Clowns. Jeff versus Tom. I get one more week at least of saying the Cowboy trio of Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Ezekiel Elliott. All against the Giants defense, which is kind of iffy. So that seems positive. Travis Kelce versus the Chargers. Mike Williams versus Kansas City. Although he's a little limited in practice. So we'll see. On the other side, Kyler Murray versus Detroit. That's another asterisk star, whatever you want to call it. Excellent. Debo versus Atlanta. Montgomery and Chubb. One versus Minnesota, the other versus Vegas. I will say, though, Cleveland. A lot of people testing positive for COVID-19 and other sicknesses. So we'll see if that plays an impact, let alone if they play the game. Looking at this face value, I'm liking the Big Ben Blackbeards in this one. Although Kyler Murray versus Detroit is very enticing, Cowboys versus the Giants seems pretty solid, if I do say so. But I could be totally wrong. But as your commissioner and the guy who actually does the show, I'm picking the Big Ben Blackbeards to defeat the Cleveland Clowns. Into our other wild card matchup. This was a semifinal matchup last year. We've already had this rematch earlier in the year, but why not give it the same name? William Jackson III match. Rochester Revenge, Alpine Extreme. Obviously, big question mark. Lamar Jackson, will he play? Will he be 100%? I'm going to guess no on the 100% part. On him playing, we'll see. Right now, they're in win now mode, and right now they need wins, especially in the AFC North. So, but Mike Evans versus New Orleans, Adam Thielen versus Chicago. Javonte Williams seems to be in every play week now versus Cincinnati. Kamara is Sunday night versus Tampa, and then kind of that Mark Andrews question mark. I mean, not really a question mark because he doesn't matter who's at quarterback. Mark Andrews gets the ball. On the other side, Patrick Mahomes is playing Thursday night versus the Chargers. Diggs versus Carolina. Jefferson versus Chicago. James Conner versus Detroit. I like that very much. However, he is undergoing an MRI, so maybe he doesn't play. And if he doesn't play, that's a huge loss for the Rochester Revenge. Rounding it out, Dalton Schultz versus the Giants, which is nice, and Tyler Lockett versus the Rams, which isn't so nice. A lot of question marks. I don't want to play the game like I did last week and say, oh, well, I'm not going to make a pick. I'm actually going to make a pick. It's a very hard pick, but what would I rather have? The question mark of Lamar Jackson playing or the question mark of James Conner playing? It's very tough, and I'm sorry to do this, but I'm going with the question mark that is the Alpine Extreme. Patrick Mahomes, we don't know what we're going to get every week. Some weeks are fantastic. Other weeks, not so much. And just to combine that with if James Conner actually does play or not, I don't know. Everyone else stepped up for the Alpine Extreme, and I think the combination of Javonte Williams, Alvin Kamara, and Aaron Jones should put up a very decent amount of points. And I don't think it matters who's at quarterback, although it would help to have Lamar Jackson. Maybe it's Tua versus the Jets. And if that's the case, that's also a huge dub. So I am projecting both gentlemen from Texas moving on and facing the Carpetbaggers in the New York Potato Skins. But hey, that's just my opinion. If you have one, let us know down below. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in to the XFFL show. Hope you join us next week. Again, let us know your predictions. Let us know what you think, how your team's going to do, and who's excited for the draft next year. I am, because I have the first round pick. Enjoy.